We'll release the injury report tonight. So, he's been rehabbing and trying to get himself right, but it's still pretty sore. So we'll get it out there tonight, but I'm not required to do it earlier than that, so I'm not going to.
How much was he able to do this week in practice?
Very little.
Very little.
But he's feeling good, and he's been good in his rehab, and he is meeting with the specialist, so until we know what that guy says to us, I can't predict what he's going to tell me. But Matt's a tough guy. I mean, his pain tolerance is incredibly high. He wanted to come back in the game on Saturday, but the docs just didn't feel that was the right thing to do. So we'll see what they tell us this afternoon when he goes back there.
Same thing with Jack Kocha?
Yeah, Jack actually has gotten a ton better this week. So he didn't practice today, but Jack knows what he's doing, and hopefully we'll get the results, tomorrow where he's cleared. And if he is, he's played enough football where, we'd feel good about playing him. Just got to see what they say.
Would you continue the three-man cornerback rotation with somebody else if Jack couldn't go, or
we could? It just depends. Yeah, Niles Clark can play out there. We feel really good about him playing. He's played a lot at the nickel in the last 2 games, and he's playing with a lot of confidence. So we feel like Niles could play. Troy Vincent's continuing to get better for us in practice, and Sean Paul, who's been hurt, has now been back, in the rotation of practice. So we feel like we have 5 guys that we can play with.
If Matt's out or limited, or you've got a lot of different guys you can do.
Yeah.
Is there one guy that may see the most direct uptick in work?
Jalen Samuels obviously has kind of started trending that way, but we feel good about DeQuay and Reggie, and those would be the 3 guys that you probably see back there the most if that's what happens.
Having Greenidge make the plays that he did, if Jalen were at running back, does it encourage you that Greenidge can kind of help replace some of that tight end production?
I think so. I mean, he had 7 catches, and we can still put Jay Sam out where we had him and play with DeQuay and Reggie in the backfield. We feel good about doing that. So, I don't think it's any different. You'll just see more of 28 back there if Matt can't play.
How well have you guys done this week in terms of preparing for BC, and what about the Eagles concerns you the most?
Well, I mean, they've done great, to answer your first question. They want to win. They want to be bowl eligible. They want to go up there and win something at a place that no other team's done in 10 years. That's important to them. And we know that we're going to get a great effort from them because it's senior day, and they're a very good football team on defense that hits you in the mouth, plays tough, creates takeaways, helps their offense with field position and turnovers. So we got to play our best football to win up there, and I think we've taken them extremely seriously. We have to come out of there with a win.
Quarterback uncertainty seems to be an opponent's theme this year.
Yeah, I mean, other than Clemson, we've kind of not known who we're going to see. But just reading into their comments, and I know they felt good about Fadul last week, and I know Smith, number 5, is really fast, and so I would assume that he would be a guy that could come in, and if for whatever reason they get into a passing type situation, Flutie seems to be the guy they put in there the most in those scenarios. So, like I've told our players, we don't control who they put in there. We just have to be ready to defend what they do, and we know that there's some adjustments we'll have to make throughout the game based on who's playing quarterback.
When you have a unique situation where a walk-on freshman, are you watching his huddle video from high school?
No. No, we're not. I mean, BC is BC. They're going to run the football. I mean, they're going to have good play-action schemes. When it's a passing situation, they're going to have screens and draws, and they're, pretty basic in their route concepts, but they're going to run those routes really well. And so we got to get them into 3rd and long and make them have to execute in those situations. And that's the key, is putting them behind the chains.
I'm guessing not a 56-41 game in this one.
That would be a surprise if that happened. I'm not worried about that. I just want to score 1 more than they do.